Okay, real quick sharpening video. What I do is I find a master link here on this chain, this golden link. I mark my teeth like that. I don't just do it on the top. I actually get in there and mark this whole tooth so I can see what I'm filing. And I also use this steel file tool. I take the center file out of there, and I use this because this actually has these rails that ride on the teeth, okay? And it keeps your file perfectly at the right height. I mean, I can do it by hand, but personally, I can do a better job with this. I can hold it with both hands. I can grab it up here with my thumb, with my hand, and I can get a little bit better motion than I can just holding the file like this and going across, because I'm holding it from both ends. Okay, so what you want to watch for on these teeth, this edge here is your cutting edge, and then this top plate's got to be sharp and it's got to be at the right angle, and then your depth of cut is determined by the raker. So I'll go ahead and I'll sharpen one side real quick. I'll show you how quick it is. You got this in here. Now you got to make sure your chain's tight. Yeah, this chain's a little loose. Let me tighten it up. That's the whole thing. Don't let people get confused. If you don't have your chain real tight in here, you won't get the best results because the chain will dance around on you. So let me tighten this up a little bit. All right, that's nice and snug. Okay. And we'll just tighten these up here, snug them up. Like I said, if your chain is loose, you're not going to get the results you want because the tooth will be dancing around. So, like I said, I got this whole cutter painted. Put the tool in there, you set it up, and like I said, these are riding on your teeth here. So it's going to put that file exactly where you want it. And you just come in. And well, bam. That one's done. And I'll show you when I get finished here. You don't have to take off much. If you just cut maybe a tank full, you can come back and rejuvenate them with about 4 strokes. Okay, so one side is done. Now you come over here and you can, I use a progressive gauge that runs off the top of the tooth. And when these chains are new, they're at about a 6-degree angle between the top of this and that. And when it's new, I think they're about 25 thousandths. As you sharpen this tooth back, okay, it drops back. You have to bring the raker down. And I found that, by the time the tooth gets close to the witness mark, where it is, you end up being around 40 thousandths. So, I mean, you can use raker gauges like this. You know, that'll give you 25 thousandths. There's another one here that goes between a couple teeth, like that. Or you can use the other gauge here. This gauge here, which is progressive. So you stick that in there, and then it'll give you a progressive raker. I think Carlton or whatever makes it too. But let me just show you the tooth here. Get this out of here, and I'll show you the tooth. And like I said, this chain was pretty sharp to begin with. But yeah, you see that? See how that crayon mark is gone? And that tooth is razor sharp right on that corner. And you see how you don't see any shadow on there? That's why I like using a marker, because it gives you the reveal. Now I know I got the whole tooth sharpened. And then you just take it, put it in the vise, turn it the other way, do the other side, and do your rakers on the other side. So what I do with this is I do this side, sharpen it, then I'd come over here and, you know, hit this raker on this side, and loosen up the vise, and flip it around and do the other side the same way. And that'll give you pretty much a self-feeding, self-cutting chain. But the whole thing is, for me, is I get about a tank of fuel out of these, and then I come back and re-kiss it and take a couple strokes, and you can get a heck of a lot of sharpenings out of it if you just get it. You know, if you're in clean wood, get about a tank where she just starts getting shiny on the top. Come back, hit it 4 or 5 strokes. You know, and sometimes you don't even have to touch the rakers. You're good. And do some more cutting. And it seems that you can get the most life out of it. Of course, if you're doing residential work and you hit a nail or something like that, then all that's in the garbage.